the links, how fast they're melting and doing such little damage to those Archons. One Archon does fall, but all the forces have basically disappeared for Dimaga. The Sentry's even combating the Mutalisk at this point, but the Muta's going to try and go in. The Archon's definitely going to be a thing, but oh my god, they're melting so fast, these Archons. There's too many of them. Meanwhile, the Roaches trying to engage the Zealots. They're being kept at bay. I definitely think White Ra, man, he's going to have this in the bag if he can get rid of all those Mutas. He's just going to walk in there and GG. White Ra takes up the series up to 1-1.
Ooh, actually, no, White Ra takes the series to 2-0 because Dimaga ended up getting taken out or beaten up in the last game as well. So Dimaga's down 2 points, guys. He needs all of you, ladies and gentlemen, out there to be like, hell yeah, Dimaga, let's do this. He needs to hear you guys giving him some faith. Give him that StarCraft loving. We're going to go ahead and play a couple of commercials. Yes, it is live. Holy crap, Array John. Always live, always here. How's it going? Hell yes. And yes, I am a hobo. I live out in the alleyway behind your house, so you better be careful. Running a couple of commercials. We'll be right back.
It does.
Yes. But fine.
You missed it, man. That's not how you support Dimaga. You have to come into our chat and go, Dimaga, Dimaga, Dimaga,
oh,
Dimaga,
that's
Dimaga.
right. You've got to spam Dimaga in the chat until you get kicked and banned every day. It's funny you bring it up because like 8 months ago, this guy used to come into the chat, into the IMBAtv chat, and just do nothing but spam Dimaga all over the place. All over the place. And it was every day, actually. It was pretty much every day that he did it. And I miss the guy. I miss the guy. He was a great guy. He was a great Dimaga fan. But I'm rooting for Dimaga, man. I'm hoping Dimaga can turn this one around for himself here, so that we can see the series get a little bit more in his favor. Maybe bring us all the way to that 7th match. Let's go ahead and check this out and see how it's going to go down. Bellshire Beach is going to be the map. We've got Fire Silver and Minion OD in the background. They're going to be taking this one away. Dimaga is going to be fighting against White Ra in this game number 3. Since White Ra is already at 2 points, man, he only just needs to win a couple more to win of this best of 7.
Dude, big respect for White Ra who's in charge of the Archon. So good. And Bellshire Beach being the 3rd map here. So I gotta say, man, I think White Ra secretly is kind of thinking, I'm pretty glad I chose to bet it. Things are going so well at the moment, and he's got to be feeling confident about next 3 games. Dimaga, though, he's got to pull something together right now. Bellshire Beach, an interesting map to pick right now, but a lot of the time, man, we see Zergs trying to go for those kind of fast 3rd and 4th bases and end up getting this massive, like, macroed up army and just end up steamrolling their opponent right now. So maybe Dimaga hoping the same thing will work out from here. But here we go, both players ready. The good game, good luck is out. Good luck, have fun. And this is game 3 of the best of 7. Okie dokie, so we're going to get into this one. I'm really stoked for this. Minion, it's Bellshire Beach. We have White Ra spawning over here on the right. Here's the blue Protoss this time, and the red Zerg Dimaga up in the top left. What do you think of this matchup, and what do you think of the series so far?
About the series, this has already been fantastic. We're in game 3. White Ra is 2-0 ahead on his opponents, and dude, like, if White Ra wins this game, this is going to put Dimaga so far behind, I mean mentally behind. This is going to be like the little leprechaun with a hammer just smashing his head like boom. It's going to be like something like that, like drinking booze a whole night and then you just fall down because you can't go anymore. So it's going to be really, really tough for Dimaga at this point. But I think he can pull it off. Like, this is one of the maps you already stated that a lot of Zerg players just expand like crazy on this map. It's just not normal on this map, so I hope Dimaga is gonna go for that. And White Ra, well, he always pulls something off, something so fantastic sort of build that is just so epic to see, dude.
It definitely is, and you know, I have to say, White Ra now playing standardly. I think Dimaga may be a little more scared of White Ra when he's playing standardly when he's doing these unorthodox builds. Purely because of the fact that when you're in that kind of situation, as soon as Dimaga would have found out the tech, he can immediately react to it. When a player's going Forge Fast Expand, there is such a low chance of you finding out when or what the hell is coming out from those two bases until you actually see the units for themselves, and by that time it's usually too late. So Dimaga can have to be on tip top of his scouting this game. Dimaga putting down the roach front. Look at this man hiding his drone under the trees so he doesn't get his expansion blocked. Very smart play there by White Ra. Dimaga saying jungle. Apparently he likes to jungle, but these players still are in good spirits with each other, and Dimaga just going to be going for a pull and then fast expand. So he's playing pretty straight up at the moment, doing the safe fast expand style. And White Ra, man, he's just going to slap down the Nexus, now start working on that small wall to defend his main.
Yeah, still that probe inside the main base of Dimaga is just gonna scout around. Now just took a little bit of minerals and stole it. He's a little thief, but that, well, it's still all okay. We're not seeing any extractors coming up for Dimaga at this point, just getting the spawning pool, getting queens out, getting his expansion. Well, just there is that one overlord now looking around, standing close to that Nexus, looking at what's happening. Photon cannon on the way, just like the gateway you already stated. So it is looking very fine for both players. I like what Dimaga did with that jungle style, with that one drone. But that one drone is now. There is another drone who's going to scout out. There is a Zergling that's setting around the third base, looking if something would happen, and he is going to find a probe, maybe killing it off. That would be so good. And that one drone coming from the side, and we are going to see that fast third base. So he's maybe going to go for the same tactics as in game 1. But like already said, on this map, Azure can expand like crazy and then maybe overwhelm his opponents. And if that would happen, that would just be fantastic, dude.
It would indeed. Now I see these Zerglings trying to make their way into the main expansion. Will find absolutely nothing except a photon cannon shot to the face. And they're not going to get any good info right there, apart from what he already knows about the Forge Fast Expand with White Ra. He's using all that chrono. But White Ra, man, he's consistent with these probes, man. Always sending them out, always trying to poke and get a lucky scout right now. And he's going to go into the natural. The Queen and the Zergling, they're going to be able to take it down fairly easily, but it doesn't react in time. It manages to get inside the main. It does see the spawning pool, not researching speed, so he knows that he's not going to be opting to go for that straight away. Now, White Ra is going to lose that probe, but still, he sees a good all-around at the base. Not going to see any sort of roach roaring down at the moment, but he doesn't see this third expansion, which is the real important factor here. That White Ra knows he's not going for any sort of two-base aggressive push, and instead he is going for the three-base macro style. But this Overlord, man, might as well say goodbye right now. It is going to get killed by that Stalker, and for the time being, man, we're starting to see this development from White Ra coming out. The first gateway being laid down. The question is, how many of them will we see, and will it just be pure gateway, or will we see some Robo, maybe even Twilight Tech come out, because he is getting the +1 upgrade, so it's leaning towards gateway style at the moment.
Yeah, that one Zergling is the one Zealot, sorry, is the lucky Zealot. He just saw that there is a third base for Dimaga at this point. Zealot is trying to get away, trying to just kill off some Zerglings. He managed to kill off 2 Zerglings and then died versus those other Zerglings. But still, very good scouting information of White Ra. Like, White Ra every time sends out a Zealot or sends out something else. Now there is that one Stalker, maybe trying to do a little bit of damage. But I think, well, he maybe can try to do some damage sniping off some drones. The drone is now going to be an extractor. Other one's going to be an extractor too. So by just saving them, and well, it's going to be a little fight between a Queen and a Stalker, but normally reinforcements would be here in a second, but the Stalker is going to go away, normally canceling those extractors because he doesn't need it at this point in time. So that's what he does. Very nice play. Well, White Ra is just putting down Robo Facility and getting extra gateways, so I hope White Ra is really going to go for that War Prison play. Like, it's one of the plays he loves doing, and for Zerg, it's so freaking annoying, dude.
Yeah, and you know, it's interesting to see he's going for a Robo. I mean, +1, you know, usually leans towards that, but still, it's one of those upgrades you like getting so early on, so you can do some sort of mid-game or early to mid-game tactics with. So maybe we will see some Immortals pumped out to kind of reinforce this push. And yes, we will. The first Immortal is in production. He wants to abuse the 5 upgrades, but look at that, man!
Wow.
on the ball is White Ra with his minimap vision and everything. He immediately warps them in such a way it blocks off anything from getting in there. So still no more scouting info. White Ra playing so well right now. At 80% the start, has anything changed right now? It seems like, you know, White Ra's experience right now from the past show match is really showing off just how calm he's staying in these matches. But we'll have to see if this continues on. White Ra now going for +1 armor as well. So that, again, he doesn't have this Twilight Council just yet, so he can't afford to get +2 up and rolling. But he is going to opt to go with an Observer as his second unit. He does not want to get caught off guard by any sort of burrow push. But look at this one patrolling Zergling dude. He keeps vision of everything that's going on. Dimaga really feeling the pressure.
And White Ra is now gonna go for a third base. It's at the 9.5 minute mark. Very nice. And that one Zergling you already said is gonna see that. Very nice scouting at Dimaga at this point. There is a Pathosian Glands on the way, so we're gonna see some Infestors. Infestors are really gonna help Dimaga at point in time. He's just making a lot of Zerglings. He was going for missile attack, so I hope we're normally gonna see some roaches on the field. Or if he just goes burrow and we're maybe gonna see some infested Terrans, it could always help in every fight. We're gonna see more units are getting worked in for White Ra, some extra stalkers, and I think he's now gonna go for a push, which would be very nice. Just look at the supply. Dimaga is at 126 versus 96, but White Ra has a larger army count, so well, larger count, well, yeah, a lot of Zerglings, Roaches, and Infestors are on the way, so, well, it's kind of good that I think White Ra is not going to attack at this point in time. He could maybe lose a lot of units if some very nice fungal growths would just go on top of that army.
Yeah, and the Immortal still being the kind of leader in this army, but again, it's interesting he didn't choose one. I mean, it's actually he chose two. It's not constant production like we've seen some other players do, and you know, I guess that comes down to the fact that it is very hard. But oh, we do see two nice pickoffs there, two Stalkers basically just getting sacrificed for nothing right there. Dimaga keeping good scouting info on what's going on, but you know, in this game especially, I wouldn't be surprised to see Templar tech use lots of Zerglings, Ling Infestor being the main force right now, with Roaches mixed in. You know, High Templars or Archons definitely a great counter for that. But instead, White Ra, he's opting to go for the, you know, long game. He's not going to go for the short game, try and get the tech switch that will beat that immediately and try and, you know, make a good push with them. He's just going straight into Colossus, another good counter to most of those units. And he's got a third base going down, so that means that the Colossus production along with the Gateway Army is just going to be insane right now. But oh, White Ra's moving across the map, man. If he gets surrounded by all of this 200 supply army by Dimaga, he's going to get absolutely demolished. So he's going to pull back right now. It's all going to come down to this defense. Can he pull it off? And, you know, can he make good trade-offs without being too far behind? Because Dimaga's stacking a lot of money right now. He's just going to go in. The Immortal trapped to the front, no, not the best positioning. He does move it back right now. So many infested Terrans going down, but it is a flank. I think White Ra has just got caught in such a bad position. Dimaga has been left to take as many bases as he wants, and that is really showing off. Dimaga's going to take this game, man. There's no doubt about this, and good game.
EG goes down, and it looks like we're going to see Dimaga taking the win, taking his first win of this best-of-7 show match series, bringing him up to 1 point compared to the 2 points out there for White Ra. So you know what, man? He's coming back in this. Dimaga's not out yet, ladies and gentlemen, so don't go away. Keep it tuned in and keep watching for Dimaga. Keep rolling over White Ra. Did I just say that? Maybe. Maybe that's what's going to happen. We'll have to find out, man. We're going to play a couple commercial breaks. We'll be right back, ladies and gentlemen. Hell yes! Bellshire Beach is a great map. For Zerg. So you guys, how you feeling about this, man? White Ra, he's at 2 points. Dimaga, he's at 1 point. It's a best-of-7. Opinions, go! All right, well, you know, I'll tell you what, I'm looking forward to the comeback here from Dimaga. That's straight up what I'm looking forward to. My opinion comes out as that. I absolutely can't wait to see what he's got in this next game, in the next series, and with what's going on. So we're going to see what map White Ra is going to choose to pick, and he chooses Shakita's Plateau. Let me go and join in on you, Mr. Addicted. get this one rocking and rolling right here, right now. Let's do it to it, ladies and gentlemen. Yes!